Squashman, I was just wondering if you could tell me the relationship between you and Nick.
Yes. Now, obviously, we do go to school together, and uh, we are good friends, but sometimes we have our differences and we clash. And basically, my motivation that stemmed me to create this diss track was Nick's hate for rap. He mentioned that he doesn't like rap, so I thought it would be pretty good if I could make a song about him that was rap that would diss him essentially.
So I noticed, Squash, that you start off the song with the line, let's start from the top, or should I say the bottom. Can you give us a wider and deeper meaning of what this line actually tells us?
Yes, it actually so this line I wrote obviously was a dig at the AFL team Nick supports, which is North Melbourne, and it's like some rappers when they start or just when they start, they say let's start from the top. Um, but I was going to say, or should I say the bottom, referencing North Melbourne's ladder position.
A bit further down from that says, can't land a big player losing their grip. Can you also tell us what this means?
Oh yes, this is a reference to North Melbourne's management. Another dig at the football team he supports, as in they can't land a decent player. They've offered max contracts to many good players such as Dustin Martin and De Goey, and they've all declined as they do not want to go there.
I've also noticed just one under that it says, Nick, look at the facts. Champion data ain't spit, and that's that. Sixth best this, second best that. Can you just explain to me what that third line means?
Well, the third line, this is actually stuff that Nick goes around saying a lot at school, which is his main argument for why North Melbourne is so good. Sixth best this is a reference to that Nick says they have the sixth best list in the comp, in the AFL competition, and second best that is him saying that North Melbourne have the second best midfield in the competition.
So, we got this third verse here, saying you're still in when you're really not. Swarming all our squares when we play a shot. Complaining when you're out, saying that you're in. Ash better than you? You know that within. Can you just explain and give a deeper meaning of the second one, swarming all our squares when we play a shot?
Yeah, sure. So this is a reference to obviously down ball or two square, whatever you call it, when we play sometimes at lunchtime. And Nick has his classic move where he just puts his whole body into your square and just takes you out. It's quite a it's not a pleasant move to be on the receiving end of.
It sounds like a dog move to me.
It sure is.
And can we also go with this fourth line, Ash better than you? You know that within. Can you just explain to me who this Ash fellow is?
Okay, so basically Ash is one of the people in our friendship group and who plays two square with us sometimes. Now sometimes he makes some mistakes. Like for example, he'll just hit the ball when it's obviously like a fool when you can't hit the ball. And but I honestly believe that he's still better than Nick, which says something. And even now that Ash has a broken arm, I still think he could beat Nick.
So just looking at the last two bars of verse 6, Greg say you look like me, it not be making sense. Last time that I checked, I ain't all immense. So this bar just got me like a bit confused on it. Do you mind just like explaining it so I just have a deeper understanding of it?
Yeah, sure thing. This is well, it's not really an inside joke, but it's not really anything that anyone else would actually be able to understand apart from Nick. But the first bar, Greg say you look like me, not be making sense. Basically is our teacher, one of our teachers in year 8, he used to get Nick and I confused. We don't actually look alike at all, but he used to always confuse us and get Nick and Josh mixed up to the extent that he, even at parent-teacher interviews, he showed me and my parents Nick's work. And the second bar, last time that I checked, I ain't all immense. Immense means pretty much, it's a word that our mate Daniel always used to describe Nick. It means tight ass, and it links back to the first line saying that I'm nothing like Nick.
I'm just going to read out verse 7 for you, which is, that's the only thing that matters, they represent the truth. Doing water for toothpaste, I feel bad for your tooth. Nick, you suck at boggle, how is Yoshi as a word? Can't believe that you would laugh when the ball hit that bird. So I know we all understand what line 1 means with champion data. Can you explain what 2 means for me?
Certainly. So Nick obviously he puts water before he puts toothpaste on his brush, which is absolutely disgusting and horrendous. I can't believe what a sick human being he is. Yep.
And well, I think we can skip over line 3 for now, because I'd assume we all know what buckle is.
Yes.
And can you just explain, can't believe that you would laugh when the ball hit that bird?
Yes. So this was a lunchtime at school where Cordodo threw the down ball next to a pigeon, and Nick laughed hysterically because he's a sick human being, as I previously mentioned.
Did it end up hitting the bird at all?
No, it didn't. The bird was fine.
Do you think Nick's just a cruel human being in general, just for laughing at that?
I think he is. Yes.
So I'm just noticing in verse 8 here, you've got, say you like the Buttsman, yet you ride a bike. Can you just give me a deeper meaning of what this is and what Buttsman actually is?
Sure. So the Buttsman is a Isaac Butterfield. He's a Australian YouTuber, which Nick is very fond of, and he hates cyclists. Yet Nick rides a bike to school every single day.
So we're on to the last verse now. And just looking at line number 2, don't even get me started on that spitty Vatorway. Can you just explain to me what Vatorway is? As I've never heard the word before.
Yeah, I sure can. So in one of our classes last year, we were designing our own businesses, and Nick, who obviously wants to be a pilot, he created an airline business called Vatorway, um, and it was quite horrendous. It was obviously competing against my own business with Arjun, which was called Avto, which was a car manufacturing business, which is far superior.
And just looking at line 3, we don't need to worry about the start of line 3, but the end of it, listening to classical. Is this a type of music Nick likes?
Yes, he listens to classical on the daily, and he is a anti-rap activist, if that's a thing.
Well, I personally listen to a lot of rap, and I believe that it's not as bad as Nick's sort of hyping it up to be. Like, classical's a bit boring, don't you think?
I definitely think it's just instrumental.
So, that's been our interview with Grammy Award-winning Squashman here.
Thank you, yes.
If you have any questions about Squashman and his songs, then please leave them in the comments below. I'll make sure to get onto them, answer them with him, and then leave a comment under answering your question. Is there anything you'd like to say before you go, Squashman?
Yes, I am currently looking into possibly a remix with the well-known rapper Diggsy, so stay tuned.